$574 if you switch.
For an ice cream? Okay.
So what about $574 for switching your home insurance to Allstate?
Tempting, but that's way too much of a hassle.
Actually, it's not. Allstate can handle the switching for you. Just call them.
It's easy and I can save?
And you get Allstate.
Like a cherry on top.
Oh, you brought your own.
Check Allstate first and you could save hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. If you have wet AMD, you never want to lose sight of the things you love. Some things should stand the test of time. Long-lasting EYLEA HD could significantly improve your vision. More people on EYLEA HD had no fluid in the retina compared to those on EYLEA at 4 months. EYLEA HD is the only wet AMD therapy that helped 8 out of 10 people go up to 4 months between injections after 3 initial monthly treatments. If you have an eye infection, eye pain or redness, or allergies to EYLEA HD, don't use. Eye injections like EYLEA HD may cause eye infection, separation of the retina, or rare but severe swelling of blood vessels in the eye. An increase in eye pressure has been seen. There is an uncommon risk of heart attack or stroke associated with blood clots. The most common side effects were blurred vision, cataract, corneal injury, and eye floaters. And there's still so much to see. If you are on EYLEA or a similar type of treatment, ask your retina specialist about EYLEA HD today for the potential for fewer injections.
An intense search is underway off the southern tip of Italy for 2 Americans who are among 6 people missing after a luxury yacht sank in a powerful storm. Officials believe the 183-foot sailboat capsized off Sicily after it was hit by a waterspout. 22 people were on board after it, and at least 1 person died. British tech billionaire Mike Lynch and his 18-year-old daughter are reportedly also among the missing. Eye on America is next. We'll look back at the motivations behind the violent protests of 1968 and 2 men who were at the center of the chaos, why they say this time will be different.
We're still going for that nice catch. We're still going for that perfect pizza. And with higher stroke risk from AFib not caused by a heart valve problem, we're going for a better treatment than warfarin. Eliquis. Eliquis reduces stroke risk and has less major bleeding. Over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. Don't stop taking Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. Get help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. The #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner. Ask your doctor about Eliquis.
If you have this, consider adding this, an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan from United Healthcare. Medicare Supplement plans help by paying some of what Medicare doesn't and let you see any doctor, any specialist, anywhere in the U.S. who accepts Medicare patients. So if you have this, consider adding this. Call United Healthcare today for your free decision guide.
Did I read this? Did I get eggs? Where are my keys?
Memory and thinking issues keep piling up. It may be due to a buildup of amyloid plaques in the brain. Visit morethannormalaging.com.
Honest, my allergies freaking if you can.
You need Astapro.
Astapro?
It's faster, bro. 8 times faster than Flonase.
It's faster, bro.
Faster, bro.
It's mom to you.
Astapro starts working in 30 minutes. Astapro and go.
If you have heart failure, Farxiga can help you keep living life with the ones you love. Ask your doctor about Farxiga today. Farxiga can cause serious side effects, including ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections, and low blood sugar. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, an allergic reaction, or ketoacidosis. Next at 6.
An Oklahoma officer under investigation why this isn't his first time. Plus, inflation is lowering when we can expect relief on our wallets.
Pack your bags for the trip of a lifetime. A private island escape courtesy of River Spirit. Play and earn entries daily and you can get away to an all-inclusive private villa in Belize for up to 10 guests. Enjoy the VIP lifestyle, complete with concierge, captain, and island chef, plus $10,000 cash. 2 trip winners will be chosen shows on August 24th and the 31st. So don't miss your chance to win the ultimate escape. A private island escape. Only at River Spirit Casino Resort.
As we've been reporting, thousands of demonstrators are in the streets here protesting a number of issues. And while law enforcement say
Michigan Avenue. Outside the 1968 Democratic National Convention, Mayor Richard Daley's police thumped protesters in downtown Chicago.
They jabbed nightsticks into stomachs and skulls.
We were demonstrating, and it was basically an attack.
You can see Michael James, now 82, in this famous photograph. Protesters surrounding a police van.
The myth has persisted over the years that we tipped it over. We did not. We rocked it.
Was it scary?
Terrifying.
In 1968, Bill Ayers was a leader in Students for a Democratic Society, or SDS.
They beat me up right there, took me to Cook County Jail, and I was there overnight.
56 years later, no one is expecting that level of volatility or violence at this year's convention. But here's what's striking: the connection between yesterday's protesters and today's.
We learned a lot from them, the way that they protest and the way that they take the streets.
Celia,
What are some of the similarities, would you say, between then and now?
We're anti-war, we're anti-intervention, we're opposed to U.S. violence.
And we have the huge outpouring of women's rights, people refusing to go back into the closet. And the themes that we were fighting about 60 years ago are still true.
Chicago police have trained on de-escalation tactics for a year to prepare for this convention.
We're planning to have a family-friendly protest.
Neither one of you is anticipating a repeat of the mayhem.
We don't want a police riot, but that doesn't mean it won't happen.
Michael James these days is an author, a photographer, but a protester emeritus.
I'm going to leave it to others to raise criticisms of the Democratic Party.
Bill Ayers and his wife, Bernadine Dorn, spent 11 years on the run, wanted in connection with a series of bombings of public buildings. She eventually pleaded guilty to misdemeanor charges. Like Celia Nims, Ayers says he's demonstrating in Chicago this week.
If you're not angry, you're not paying attention. But if you're only angry, you won't get to where we need to go. Only love and generosity will do that.
This week, Chicago reconnects with America's partisan divide, then and now. For Eye on America, I'm Mark Strassman in Chicago.
Up next, we remember the life and career of Phil Donahue, who paved the way for generations of daytime talk show hosts. What's next?
For people who feel limited by the unpredictability of generalized myasthenia gravis and who are anti-ACHR antibody positive, season to season, Ultomiris is continuous symptom control with improvement in activities of daily living. It is reduced muscle weakness, and Ultomiris is the only long-acting GMG treatment with the freedom of just 6 to 7 infusions per year. For a predictable routine, I can count on.
Ultomiris can lower your immune system's ability to fight infections, increasing your chance of serious meningococcal infections, which may become life-threatening or fatal, and other types of infections. Complete or update your meningococcal vaccines at least 2 weeks before starting Ultomiris. If Ultomiris is urgent, you should also receive antibiotics with your vaccines. Before starting Ultomiris, tell your doctor about all of your medical conditions and medications. Ultomiris can cause reactions such as back pain, tiredness, dizziness, limb discomfort, or bad taste. Ultomiris is moving forward with continuous symptom control. Ask your neurologist about starting Ultomiris.
Starting a business is never easy, but starting at 8 months pregnant, that's a different story. I couldn't slow down. We were starting a business from the ground up. People were showing up left and right, and so did our business needs. The Chase e-card made it easy. When you go for something big like this, your kids see that, and they believe they can do the same.
Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase with the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
Labor Day mattress deals are happening now at Ashley. Save up to $1,200 on select mattress purchases. Plus, get 0% interest for 5 years on in-store purchases. With the best mattress brands under one roof, Ashley has you and your sleep covered. Shop more deals in-store and online.
Zuke's tasty, tender dog treats can turn every outing into an adventure. From park to peak, wherever you roam, don't forget the Zuke's. Zuke's dog treats. Choose your
adventure.
I started smoking menthol cigarettes to be just like the cool guys in the ads. Here's my tip. There's nothing cool about smoking and having a stroke. I guess they forgot to mention that in the ads.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT now.
Want a next level clean? Switch with the whoa of Listerine. It kills 99.9% of bad breath germs for 5 times more cleaning power than brushing and flossing alone. Get a next level clean with Listerine.
You gotta draw like that because she's so blind. Really? You gotta draw like that because you're blind.
Power of 3. I lowered my A1C, CV risk, and lost some weight. In studies, the majority of people reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it. I'm under 7. Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events such as stroke, heart attack, or death in adults also with known heart disease. I'm lowering my risk. Adults lost up to 14 pounds.
I lost some weight.
Ozempic isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take Ozempic if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems. Living with type 2 diabetes?
That's not the power of 3 with Ozempic.
Tributes are pouring in tonight following the death of daytime talk show host Phil Donahue, who was a pioneer in the industry by making his audience part of the show. Audiences were drawn to Phil Donahue's folksy style. Riveted by his interviews with the famous,
Never thought about it that way.
and the infamous.
You're Ne'er-do-wells.
Crowned the king of daytime talk, Donahue was the first to make audiences part of the show.
Are you married?
Well,
I got a girl for you.
Allowing them to ask questions. The Phil Donahue Show made its debut in 1967 in Dayton, Ohio, the start of a 29-year run tackling a range of topics. His show's pioneering format paved the way for scores of daytime hosts, including Oprah Winfrey, who posted today on social media there wouldn't have been an Oprah show without Phil Donahue. In May, Donahue received the Presidential Medal of Freedom. His wife of 44 years, actress Marlo Thomas, shared this heartfelt message, writing, "As a man who spent his career loving his audiences, Phil got such a kick out of our cozy little community here." Phil Donahue was 88 years old. And that is tonight's CBS Evening News. Our coverage of the Democratic National Convention continues on CBS News 24/7 and right here on CBS at 10 p.m. Eastern in prime time. We hope you'll join us. I'm Nora O'Donnell in Chicago. Good night.
Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now with breaking news.
Yeah, breaking news, Oklahoma City Police investigating a shooting. Police say one person was shot just before 4:30 this afternoon.
This is video from Jim Garner up in Bob Hill Sky News 9 showing us the scene. Police say they still don't have a suspect, or at least any suspect information to give to us at this time. We do know an ambulance rushed the victim to the hospital. We'll have the very latest for you right here on the air and on our News 9 app. Watauga police officer cleared in a use of force investigation is now under fire for another incident. Good evening, I'm Amanda Taylor.
And I'm Carl Torp. The Blaine County Sheriff's Office requested the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation look into the officer's response to a struggling 15-year-old boy who has autism. News 9's Deanne Stein spoke with the teen's mother and is in Watauga.
The single mother told me that she has called the police numerous times in the past to help her de-escalate tense situations with her autistic son. But she tells me what she saw on police body camera footage from the last call was unjust and heartbreaking.
He is the reason that I get up every day and fight.
Adrian Lambert says her 15-year-old autistic son, Santiago, is amazing, but sometimes struggles with aggressive behaviors.
Being the parent of an autistic child is very hard.
On June 2nd, according to a police report, the Watauga police were called to help after her son threatened family members with a knife. But she says in this body camera footage, she believes an officer used inappropriate force to detain her son.
So you're ready to put your shoes on, go with us quietly?
The video, verified by the Blaine County Sheriff, shows officers first trying to talk to him. But things quickly escalate, with the officer taking down the unarmed teen to handcuff him. The video shows what appears to be the officer hitting the teen while handcuffed, which later he admits.
I did punch him 3 times.
In the video, Andrea agreed with the tactics and says she even thanked the officers.
And I said all of that in a moment of vulnerability to men that I thought was there to help.
Until later, when she saw the video.
They are actually seeing a little bit of very light rain, but everything is very light. You have to go all the way up to Kay County, just north of Bremen even, to get some light rain that could be actually hitting the ground. But Osage County, a few sprinkles there. The rest of us, nothing but sunshine. This is our OCCC camera up at our Lucky Star Skycam network. We are still at 95 degrees. With the wind of the east at 10 miles an hour, but with a dew point of 72, it still feels more like 104 degrees. We're at 99 in Chickasha, 95 in Yukon, 92 in Guthrie, 91 degrees right now in Chandler. We do have some mid-80s in the northeast. You can kind of tell where the front currently sits. So ahead of that front, temperatures in the low 100s. We're at 108 degrees right now in Altus, 107 in Medicine Park. And with that heat index, a lot of us are definitely feeling those upper 90s and low 100s. But the front just to our south and west is giving us more of an east to northeast wind between about 10 to 20 miles an hour. Out ahead of the front, it is still a south wind. Temperatures are going to stay very warm this evening, but tomorrow temperatures finally go down. We're going to talk about how much cooler it will be coming up in just a little bit, guys.
See, thanks. Police released the name of the man arrested for hitting a 6-year-old with his car. We brought this to you as breaking news on Friday. We say Efren Favela tried to swerve out of the way at Southwest 17th and Western, but struck the boy. Officers say the victim and his family were trying to cross the street to get to the bus stop where this crash happened. Favela was driving.
July, a percentage point it hasn't seen since March of 2021. But Oklahomans are still feeling the punch. % in over 3 years, according to the U.S. Labor Department, down from a 40-year high in 2021 of 9%.
Prices are still higher than what they need to be, but they are coming down.
Steve Agee, economist and professor at Oklahoma City University, says there's more to the story for everyday Oklahomans than just one number.
So the Consumer Price Index is a bundle of goods and services that they look at. Within that bundle, some prices are still probably pretty high, relatively speaking.
Prices like groceries, car insurance.
Changes that are on the horizon, and we look forward to a bright future together. Take care of each other, teach one another.
Hey, DeMarco, you got a transfer portal? Get a 2024 Honda Accord, 8,677 with 2.9% APR and complimentary maintenance. Only at Fowler Honda.
I called SubTech because the thermostat was set on 74 and it was 87 degrees in the house. They were there the next day. They installed it and they even came back the next day just to make sure that everything was running like it was supposed to. So you just don't get that with anyone else.
We talk a lot about energy independence. I hear that expression all the time, Scott. But what does it mean to you?
What really makes me proud is I go to bed every night knowing that what I am doing is securing the future for my family, for my neighbors, for this country.
Fans about their Go Pokes app, as we're less than 2 weeks away from the start of the college football season.
OSU says the app allows users to download, transfer, purchase, or resell tickets or parking passes for games. It also has in-seat concessions, ordering, and delivery. The Go Pokes app is available on both the Apple App Store and Google Play.
And a reminder, Cowboys opening their season against South Dakota State on Saturday, August 31st at Boone Pickens Stadium in Stillwater. Kickoff scheduled for 1 p.m.
The day of the event, which is every Saturday and Sunday in October, starting October 5th. You can go trick-or-treating at the zoo by buying admission and an official Haunt the Zoo bag. It's for candy. We have a link to purchase both on today's links mention page at news9.com/links.
We always have fun dressing up
So
and
much
heading
fun.
out there and giving the candy to the kids.
Yeah.
So we're trying to think of ideas If you have them, let us know what the News 9 team should dress up as.
Travis Kelce last year. Ones with the heat advisories, we still have the excessive heat warnings across parts of Texas and real far southern Oklahoma. But the heat dome is just out to the west. But over the next couple of days, it's going to move farther out to the west. And what that means for us is temperatures should go down a little bit. Rain chances don't look all that great, at least for now, but by the time we get into the weekend, we start to see rain chances increase, at least in parts of western Oklahoma, but for the rest of us, it looks dry and it looks really hot again. Temperatures go back up, so lots of ups and downs. In eastern Oklahoma, there's an even smaller chance any of that rain does make it into Oklahoma City. So yeah, over the past several days, it's just been way too hot, but eventually the arc
I got no red marker.
Start picking up across western Oklahoma. So the fire threat will be in that high category in that part of the state, at least for a couple of days. This weekend looks hot and dry for most of us, but next week it is looking a lot better. Guys, back to you.
All right, Cassie, thank you. The Associated Press releases its first and second team All-Americans. Find out if any Sooners or Cowboys made the list. Ian is next with sports.
Hello, Tulsa. Shields is coming to the Woodland Hills Mall October 2024. We're hard at work getting our store and associates ready to provide world-class customer service for all of your sporting goods needs. Shields is the ultimate shop.
Come and get your luck at Lucky Star Casino.
The only thing better than a brand new Toyota might be a certified pre-owned Toyota from Jim Norton Toyota. Come see us today and shop fairly driven Toyotas that come with new car warranties, low new car finance rates, and all this, but you pay thousands less. Right now, Jim Norton Toyota has a great selection of pre-owned vehicles for less.
Dark blue.
To fix a leaky pipe. Your room's on quality. Comfort. Choose a family that cares. Driven by your Oklahoma Ford dealers. This is News 9 Sports with Dean Blevins.
Hello and welcome to the Riverwind Casino Sports Desk. At some point, with the opening kickoffs ticking closer and closer, we'll go from preseason watch list and polls to real-life college. Hobby now sits 16th in points.
Shading.
The locals still alive. Wyndham Clark, 6th. Edmund and OSU's Austin Neckbroke, 38th, and Alex Norton, 45th. Following this week's BMW, the cut to advance to the Tour Championship is 13. One local tie is excited to get his name back into those conversations. Another Edmond native, Max McGreevy, won yesterday's Magnet Championship on the Korn Ferry Tour. The former Sooner, a win that solidifies his confidence as he heads back on the PGA Tour.
When I can put these weeks together and actually take care of business when my game is in the right spot, I think that's what makes it so sweet of going back to the PGA Tour, knowing that I can put those weeks together again. And yeah, today just kind of capped off just kind of my belief and you know what I've been working on, what I think I need to get better at, and what I'm going to continue to try to improve on.
And then briefly, Steve Lutz adds Canadian forward Mikey Kelvin to the OSU men's basketball roster. Averaged 10 points, 5 boards last year at Queen's University. I like this guy. How odd is it going to be that OU SEC, we got OSU and a 16-team Big 12, yeah, and a new OSU basketball coach. A lot of excitement.
Basketball's recruiting 360, right?
Yeah.
365. Yeah,
Never
never 65 or somebody will be ahead of them by 5
That's
years, right?
That's right.
Tomorrow looking a little bit better, Cassie.
Yes, it is going to be at least a little bit cooler, still warm though.
Okay, have a great night.
See you back here at 10.
Lee Daniels on Reuniting with Monique. Next, ET.
Download News 9 Plus for free and stream Oklahoma news and weather anywhere.
Have you seen the new car interest rates and monthly payments out there?
Oh yeah, they're high.
But not here.
That's right, I'm cutting payments on all new houses.
Like this brand new HRV for only $69 a month.
Well, this new city, I'll cut it to just $239 a month.
He'll cleanse you and change your life starting today. Just pray this prayer. So say, God, I'm a sinner. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I believe Jesus is your son. Read that prayer. I want you to call.
18 inches of dilution mass. Your choice of mouthwash complimentary maintenance.
Hurry into the Hyundai Getaway.
TV Friends. He was from the